Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is a beautiful day in Zamunda. Welcome to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. My name is Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, if this man walks up to your car while you shopping, throw all your groceries in the car and get the hell in there, turn the key and drive away. He is the green-eyed bandit. He hurts people. He fights people. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass. The maniacal evil Roosevelt was had.
I like to fight. I don't like violence. I don't like violence.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't like violence. I don't like violence.
Yes, you do. Why you lying on the Lord's Day?
There's a difference. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Oh man. It's good to see you, my brother. I see you got the peach fuzz at top. You know what I'm saying? You trying to let your head grow back in? What happened to the bald brothers, huh? What happened to the bald gang?
How do you keep it so smooth and going? My hair grows. Look, I'm a Super Saiyan. It grows fast. Like it just.
You know how you combat that? You gotta shave fast. That's it. You gotta shave. Soon as you feel the bristles, something you gotta shave. That's it. You gotta be smooth hair, brother.
I'm gonna be shaving every day.
Yeah. Get used to it. You know what I'm saying? That's part of grooming. You know what I'm saying? Don't you do something with your beard every day?
No, I don't. I just give it a good wash. I don't trim it. I don't shape it up every day. I don't
you just put juices and berries in that shit, huh?
Yeah, okay. Juices and berries. And look, you know what's crazy? Let me see. My hairline just grows right back in, just perfect. Like I ain't gotta do nothing to it. It just comes in. Like,
lucky you. You know what I'm saying? If my hairline grow back in, I'm gonna have a George Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Moving on up type hair. You know what I'm saying? But beautiful people, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you ain't. You're right here watching my beautiful face and listening to our silky smooth midnight thunder voices. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, everybody in Radio Land on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, all of those platforms. Thank you for listening to us. Shout out to the truckers. We're gonna go ahead and do that thing first. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the truckers and everybody that listen to us around the world in Brussels, London, Australia, anywhere that you can get your podcast. You can listen to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and we appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the love. Roosevelt, what's happening?
Man, nothing. Just getting ready for all these wrestling matches. And in fact, I want you to go ahead and play that beautiful being footage for me real quick. Because I got an announcement. I got a match coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to beat this man up. And I swear for Lord, it's been manifested. I think we talked this up and we made it happen. So, Brian Renegade, go ahead and run that beautiful being footage, if you please, there, sir. If you accept this challenge, Mr. Austin Aries, by the end of the night, I only want you to do one thing and one thing only. And I say my name loud and proud and with conviction. You don't want me to tell you the rest.
I was about to say the rest. I wanted to see if you were brave enough to say it.
This motherfucker just cut a promo on me?
He just cut a promo.
I almost feel like I have to retort, don't I?
Go ahead. That's their promos. Let's go. Go at it.
But not Daniel. You need Austin Aries to cut this motherfucking promo, right?
We need the God of War, Austin Aries, in this thing right now. Go ahead.
Mr. Everything, right? Well, you know, in my history, my friend, if you're everything, you're nothing. And that's what you are. You're Mr. Nothing. But you want to challenge me? You want to step in the ring with me? What makes you think you have even earned the level of status it takes to get in the ring with a 5-time world champion? You know, you think that you're Mr. Everything. Well, I'm Mr. Anything. You know what that means? When you step in the ring with me, I will do anything to win, which is why I'm a 5-time world champion and you're a no-time world champion. Remember that.
Woo! Woo! Shots fired! Shots fired! Pew, pew, baby! Took him to promo school, Jack. Took him to school. Oh, man. Hey, man. Oh, man. So, what's the big news with Roosevelt?
Well, in order for me to announce this news correctly, I need to get it from the horse's mouth, the man with the plan, the man who put it all together. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome via telephone Mr. Jody Johnston, the owner of Square Circle Championship Wrestling. Jody, are you on, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm on, buddy. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Now, you have granted me the opportunity to have this match against Austin Aries. We had him on the show, 6 months ago? About 6-7 months ago? Something around.
Yeah.
You take a second or two. And he came on the podcast and we did this thing called Promo School. And me and Mr. Aries cut a promos against each other in which we challenged each other to a match. And behold, we have manifested this opportunity, and you are going to give us that opportunity.
Opportunity.
To step in the ring. So tell us about Square Circle Championship Wrestling, and tell us why you decided to have this match on your show.
Thank you, Vic, for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Square Circle Champions has been around since 2019. I started the company with aspects of having to grow and getting the best talent in on the roster practically every show. I was lucky to have our champion, which is Mr. Number One, of course, and Mr. Everything himself, Victor Andrews, going up against the number one contender for the SEC Heavyweight Championship, Austin Aries. We're happy to have him on the show. He won the number one contender spot against the god of the Milky Way galaxy, Ant Dominique, on the previous show. And it's going to happen September 21st. The doors are open at 6 o'clock, showtime 7 o'clock. It's going to be in Ferguson, North Carolina at the Mount Pleasant School. Address there is 532 Champion, Mount Pleasant Road, Ferguson, North Carolina. We'd love to have you guys. Please join us. We're very happy to have both of them. We've got several championship matches going on that night, too.
Now, I first met you years and years ago, and you actually own a comic book store. Tell us about your transition from owning a comic book store to opening up your very first show of your wrestling company, and what gave you the motivation to start running a company?
Well, if I make it to January, Victor, my Hero Clash Collectibles is the name of our comic book store. We have been there for 9 years in downtown North Wilkesboro, here in North Carolina. Everything's been going great. We've been blessed with great clientele, super fans, as we would say. And, of course, I've always been a wrestling fan, at heart, growing up in the 80s, watching the best wrestlers. And I always thought it would be cool and to see if I could do it, to be a promoter. And I just, like I said, started doing it in 2019. Went to a couple independent shows, watched them, got some ideas, took away what might have been missing in some of their shows and tried to add it, to our benefit. And so far it's been doing pretty well. We've had some good turnout, good fans asking me all the time when the next shows are coming. So that makes me feel good. So hopefully I'm doing something right, Victor.
Absolutely. I do want to say that every show I've been to, we've had a sold out show, and like the building has been very packed to the point where people are pretty much are standing in the doorway just to watch the show. Tell us about the hardship of running a wrestling company from the ground up. We're getting ready to start doing something ourselves with the Best Damn Wrestling, and tell us about the hardship about how that transition is of getting everything started, getting a ring, finding buildings and sponsors and things of that nature.
Oh man, I don't know where to start. When things go smooth, it's almost too scary. It's almost scary if everything goes smooth because you know something bad is about to happen. Trying to land a venue, if you're trying to get a school, good luck. You got to jump through hoops to do that. If most people run from the armories, they're usually easier to get. So if you're starting out, that's what I'd recommend you trying to do. And you don't really have to worry about messing up their floors as much, so that's even better. Rent the ring. If you don't own your own ring, that can be a nightmare. You've got to go out and try to find some people that will bring you the ring and on time. Because, man, if you sell all those tickets and all those seats, you got the wrestlers coming, then all of a sudden someone drops the ball and they don't bring the ring, and you're screwed. All that stuff you got to stress about. You got to stress about the weather. I mean, it's a scary thing when things always mess up. Some wrestlers may catch funk at the last second, but when it all comes together and everyone shows up, all the fans show up and they call you up and say it was a great show and they were happy to be there, it makes everything worthwhile. So far, we've been super blessed. We've only had just a couple of hiccups in the past 5 years. And right now, everything's going smooth. Now, I hope I didn't jinx the September 21st show by saying that. Now, everything's going really well. And we've been blessed.
Now, I'm the current champion for Square Circle Championship Wrestling, and I won the championship from Gunner, who used to be Jackson Riker. Tell us the mindset of why you chose Gunner and myself as the first two to compete for the championship.
Okay. Well, as you just said, you are a champion. You beat Gunner fair and square inside the Square Circle. Gunner is actually local to their area here in North Wilkesboro. He's not quite North Wilkesboro. He was about an hour drive at the Hickory location, but it was the two best wrestlers in our area, and I thought to myself, I was like, well, I got to get the two best wrestlers together. You know, if it's the Square Circle champions, then I got to have champions in there, you know, competing for the belts. And I contacted yourself. I contacted somehow or another that we got the show going. We got it linked up, and we had a great turnout and a great match. And you are our champion, and you've been our champion now for over a year. I think it's been over a year. I think it was it last July? Is that right?
I want to say it's been 2 years now, almost 2 years.
No, just 2 years. I can't remember anything.
All right.
Brian, you got any questions?
Yeah, man. I know you said he runs a toy store, right? What's his most valuable item in the store?
What's the most valuable item in our store right now? Is that, did I hear it? I'm sorry.
Yes.
The echo on my end.
Yes.
Okay. Right now we have, I think the most valuable thing left inside the store after our con that we did a Clash Con comic book convention about 3 weeks ago. We sold some high dollar stuff then. I do have a graded issue, first appearance of Moon Knight, The Werewolf by Night. I do have that in there. It's graded like a 6.5. And I do have a graded Fantastic Four issue 3. That's probably my two most valuable things that I currently have in the store. Besides, I think I still have my Spider-Man 2099 action figure Marvel Legend. That's up there around $800 too. But that's probably the most expensive things inside the store currently.
Now, you obviously have to be a big comic book fan and a toy fan. What is your choice between DC and Marvel?
Mainly go with Marvel. I mainly started out with the idea of doing a hobby store altogether, and it just kind of went on with the comics. We had to start getting the comics in, but I was more of the action figure side of it. Was action figure heavy when I started 9 years ago, and of course we grew into the business. People were wanting DC, Marvel, the independent titles, and of course, you know, the movies started coming out around the same time, so it really benefited us, and we started going from there. Of course, the Marvel movies have really helped the Marvel book sales, so I'm going to have to say I'm going to have to go with the Marvel titles right now.
Okay. And really quick, and I'm not gonna hold you too long, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to publicly let you guys know this is the man that helped me get over to Germany to be able to go and compete over there for Fight Back Wrestling. Me and Jody talk very, very often, and sometimes he just contacts me, and I feel like God would be sending him my way sometimes because he just pops up out of nowhere. I'm like, hey man, you all right? What you got going on? And I tell him, and he was the man that actually sponsored my trip to go over to Germany, to go over there and experience what I experienced. And I've told him before, and I'm gonna tell him again, you know, you were a blessing. You've always been a top-notch guy since the first day I met you when I came into your comic book shop and did the autograph signing. And I'm blessed to have you in my life, and I really appreciate you a lot.
Thank you so much for that. Happy to have you in my life too, brother. Anytime you need anything, you know, I'm always here for you. Just give me a call. I helped you out, obviously because I wanted to, but I wanted the world to see how I think you are. I think you're a wonderful person. I don't want to show the world how great you are over there too, buddy. And I know you rock the crowd.
Thank you. We do this thing that we every week where we give a final word to the fans of motivation or something to kind of keep them uplifted and encouraged. If you could give a final word, what would your final word be to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast?
For all the fans out there, the final words is keep rocking and rolling, doing what you want to do. If there's something out there you're dreaming, just do it. You only have one life, and rock and roll it just like we do at the Squared Circle Champions. I mean, that's probably the best advice and best words I can probably give you guys.
All right. Jody Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Jody, I appreciate you, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.
Sounds great, brother. Look forward to it. Thank you for having me.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Got a cat named Jody. Oh, man. Thank you to Jody, man, from Squared Circle Wrestling. I think that's going to be one hell of a match. Are you going to be babyface, Mr. Everything, or are you going to be the dark, maniacal, evil Roosevelt?
It all depends on what Mr. Aries trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what he's trying to do. He want to come in and he want to have a nice competitive match. I'll be nice and calm, Mr. Everything. But if he want to fight, and we're going to fight, just knowing that I'm walking out of that building, still the Squared Circle Champion, heavyweight champion.
Okay, all right. Roosevelt versus Austin Aries is going to be one banger for the ages, man. But first of all, let me introduce you to the best damn crew. First of all, this man is plotting on world destruction right now. Don't seem like it, but he is. Mm-hmm. He's the genie of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. He is the dawn of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Beyonce's real baby daddy, the one and only LP. What's happening, my brother?
What's going on, fellas? It's good to see everybody. Oh, Chef showed up. We get to talk about Braun Strowman getting his ass whooped today.
Absolutely. Oh, man. Chef is in the place to be. Oh, man. He probably up there cooking some steaks and some scrimps and some lobster tails right now. He is a very highly decorated chef, the one and only Chef Showtime. What's happening, Chef?
What's good? What's good? How you guys doing?
Man, we don't get to see your teeth, huh? We don't get to see your nostrils flaring up, huh? Where's the visual?
I'm at work, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want you to get fired on your day off. So yeah, we're gonna keep that thing going, man. Hey, we got some of the best damn nation chiming in. Teach Austin Aries election to never touch crispy. To never touch crispy Hayward again. I didn't listen. I didn't say it. That is the fans. If you go back and check out the interview, you can see our interaction and our questions about that with the great Austin Aries, man. We had a great interview with Austin Aries. So if you haven't had the opportunity to go back and check that out. And LP, this one for you. Beyonce's real baby daddy. Damn right. Yeah. Damn right. Yeah. But man, fellas, what's happening with your LP? What's happening with your chef? Go ahead, LP.
Oh man, same old. This, me working on every damn thing. If I can, since he don't use that name again, I might call myself Mr. Working on Everything. Since I ain't Mr. Everything.
The Renaissance man, for real.
Yeah, I might have to steal it. Since it's on the cut room floor.
Oh man.
Just running it out.
Man, so you guys, if you got an opportunity, go check out One Click Photography Shoots with your boy LP. Chef had to jump off probably because his general over manager was coming. He didn't want to get fired. There you go. Now he came back. They left. It's okay. Chef is back. Oh man. Well, listen, fellas, it's been a long time since we have been together. Let's talk wrestling. Oh man. First of all, AEW just had their event all in London, and I would say that it was a very, very successful event. Everyone seems to have enjoyed the night. Not all matches hit on all cylinders, but overall, I think that a lot of people enjoyed what they saw. It was a lot of surprises to come. Did you guys get to check out AEW's All In or just see some clips from it? And I want to just get your takeaway on if AEW is that alternative program to WWE. I know it is to a lot of fans, but do you think that they are starting to compete a little bit with the mega machine WWE? Let me ask that question to LP.
I don't like the word compete because I don't think as long as they do what they doing over there, they ain't really got to compete. Because I mean, at this point in time, you can't really compete with WWE. That's like the XFL. No matter what they do, they're not going to be able to compete with the NFL. So, but I think that it's a good in-state option. It's either AEW. I think it's number 2. I think TNA is a close number 3 if you're a wrestling fan. But I think it's WWE, AEW, TNA, then maybe like Ring of Honor. I'm not gonna throw New Japan. I'm talking about like in the United States. Then I think you start, going down the line. I don't think a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but as a wrestling fan, I watch WWE and I watch some AEW. But I'm not. When I used to be a real fan, I watch everything wrestling. So like, do y'all find yourself watching just certain stuff, or do y'all still watch everything wrestling?
I only watch WWE.
I gotta be honest. I only really watch WWE, but I also watch clips of AEW. Mostly because we broadcast on Wednesdays, and I'm usually busy or sleepy on Saturdays. So, and I'm not tuning in to Friday night. I'm not sure if they still have the Friday night show, but SmackDown come on, and I'm not watching nothing else but SmackDown when that comes on. But I do watch a lot of stuff on the independents. I watch clips from the independent shows. Whenever I get a chance, I check out HOG or Hog Wrestling. I Also check out a couple of other promotions that are doing pretty good, man. Yeah, Byron, we missed WCW too, man. You know what I mean? There was a question that came out, right? And I'm gonna go back to this AEW talk. But there was a question that came out. What was your favorite period of time in wrestling? Right. And I want to go around the board because I personally have to say that my favorite time in wrestling was when WCW and WWF at the time were having the Monday Night Wars. I literally, you know how you program your remote and like you'll hit the back button and go back to the same channel. I used to hit that back button every commercial. I used to go back back and forth because WCW had stars back then that I loved and watched. You know what I'm saying? Booker T. I mean, just Sting. You know, Goldberg. He wasn't the Big Show. Then he was called the Giant, but the Giant. I remember when the four. What is it? What was the group with Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko? What were they called?
The Radical. Well, they were the Radicals in WWE, but they want the Radicals in WCW.
What were they in WCW?
They want a group. They want a group in WCW. They just left together, and then they became the Radicals when they got to WWE. But they were not a group in WCW.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. But yeah, man, I love that period of time with the Monday Night Wars just because I can flip between both programs, and both programs had absolute stars. I think the AEW is very comparable to AWCW, but they just don't have, well, I can't say they don't have those main event stars because they do now. You know what I'm saying? Now, are they pushing the company into the direction that they need to be able to really, really compete with WWE? I'm not sure. But, you know, with the addition of Ricochet and Okada and Mercedes Moné and Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, all of these names, man, have kind of pushed AEW to that competition level. So, LP, what was your favorite time in wrestling, man?
Yeah, I gotta say, when they had the Monday Night Wars was the best time to be a wrestling fan, because I watched Nitro, and I watched Raw, and I watched Thunder, and I watched Heat, and I watched Shotgun Saturday Night, and I watched Saturday Night Main Event. Like, I literally was a hardcore wrestling fan back then, and I think that's the difference between now and then. We like wrestling, but we not into it. I see a lot of adults that's still into it, like I was back then. We're not into it like that. But back then, I'll never forget the time when they where Eric Bischoff messed up and said that Mick Foley was about to win the championship because they thought that was a smart thing to do, but it backfired. And I remember turning the channel. I actually was more WCW at one point in time, but I used to go back and forth, and I'll never forget. I went to Raw, and I saw this bald-headed man busting in. I didn't know who he was, busting in a guy's house, and the guy pulling a gun on him. It was the episode when Stone Cold went to Brian Pillman's house.
Yep.
And that was my first introduction to Stone Cold. And once I got on Stone Cold pulled me slowly away from WCW. Then I started watching Raw a little bit more at that point in time. It's funny. That was the moment that I kind of flipped a little bit. Goldberg kept me there, though, because that Goldberg
was different. Yeah. They've tried to manufacture Goldberg within the last couple of years, and it's worked for some, but it hasn't worked to the level of the allure of Goldberg. Taking somebody who wasn't very technically trained in wrestling, but became a megastar and just a dominant force of destroying everybody. So
I just think you can't get moments. I don't know if y'all watched. Do you remember watching live when Goldberg beat Hogan? I can remember screaming at the TV, you know what I'm saying, out my damn mind. I was like, pin him, because I thought somebody was going to show up and, you know, Goldberg, he'll hold him there. He was like, and did his little thing like that. And I was screaming. I remember my sister was like, what the hell's going on down here? Like those moments right there, man. We came up in the best time.
Yeah, absolutely. Roosevelt, man, you've been in the wrestling business as a professional wrestler for a while. Um, and you've also been a fan of wrestling. So when was your favorite period of time in wrestling?
Oh man, I can't even pick a favorite period. I loved it all from the moments of Andre the Giant and all of them to the Attitude Era to the PG era is okay. Yeah, it had its moments. Um, I think the biggest moment for us like WWE and WCW was when the invasion happened. That was the biggest moment because we really didn't see anything happening, and like we didn't believe that the companies worked together. Like you should believe now. You know what I mean? Like we saw WWE and we saw WCW, and you made your choice, and they made it work to where you made your choice.
Right.
Now it was more like NFL. You know, I'm gonna trade this wrestler for this wrestler. You send me that one over here. We didn't realize that they were actually doing that back then as well. And when Shane McMahon showed up on WCW saying he bought WCW for under Vince McMahon's nose, I was like, "What just happened? Like, are you serious?"
Yeah.
And then when D-Generation X drove over there with the Jeep and everything, I was just like, man, what a time. And now we have that again now with WWE, NXT, and TNA having that same situation. So it's like, oh man, what a time to be alive in wrestling, right?
Right. Absolutely. And I think that I love, and I know we spoke the last show, and I was telling you that I might have had wrestling overload just because of the frequency in which I see wrestling stuff come across my feed, watching the shows and all that stuff. But when I was a kid, man, you're right, LP, that was great. Even in my action figures that I used to get, I used to love playing with action figures and making them fight. I used to whoop ass on the regular, you know what I'm saying, with my Rock and Stone Cold figures. You know what I'm saying? But I would have the Rock facing Wolverine, and then I would have like Stone Cold facing the monster from Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? But it was all part of the Lord, and I think that I had to think about the time when I got into wrestling, what made me get into wrestling, and I believe it was the launch of the Wrestling Buddies. And I think that I wanted the Wrestling Buddy so bad that it kind of got me into watching. I think I caught it every once in a while, but when I was a kid, they had the Hulk Hogan cartoon. You know what I'm saying? They had the Wrestling Buddies, and then wrestling was integrated into mainstream media, to the point where Hulk Hogan was in Rocky, and you will see different features of wrestlers in your TV shows and stuff. They were larger than life stars. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, that's that's not the goal now. You know what I'm saying? That's not the goal, is to be a star in the wrestling business. You know what I mean? Some people are just happy being wrestlers, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? One person that was just happy to be a wrestler, now he's a champion in the AEW, and we're gonna go back to circle back to this All In event, where I think that I think that Daniel Bryan got his retribution against Kofi Kingston by beating Swerve Strickland. I said it. I said it out loud. I said it out loud. Daniel Bryan got his payback because Swerve Strickland was thanking Kofi Kingston for being the first wrestler. Um, and I love that Kofi Mania moment, but Swerve Strickland has done something in AEW by becoming the first black AEW champion and made it be known that he wanted to be the first black AEW champion. Now Daniel Bryan has the belt. Man, what do you think about Daniel Bryan now becoming the AEW champion? Because we were thinking that he might retire. We've been hearing murmurings that he might retire. Now he's the champion. And I think that it's long overdue. And I think they should have put a belt on Daniel Bryan a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like the momentum that Swerve Strickland was having has been derailed. You know what I'm saying? Because Swerve Strickland was bringing a lot of odds, especially in the hip hop world, because he was bringing rappers in, he was bringing entertainers in. He had a really fun title run, and unlike a lot of people that I've seen before, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about Daniel Bryan now becoming the AEW champion? Let me go, Roosevelt.
It's one of those moments where Daniel Bryan was in a casket in terms of his career for a very long time. You know, he had all those injuries and those neck injuries, and then he came back from that, and now he's performing on a top level that I don't think anybody expected him to be able to do after all the injuries he's sustained over his career, especially with his neck. So him to be able to become AEW World Heavyweight Champion at this level of his career and his life. You know, he's aging. He's been doing this for a very, very, very long time, way longer than Swerve Scott. It's like a prelude to him walking out the door for me. I think it's like the last ride. Let me get one last run with the title, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fade to black or ride that proverbial horse into the sunset type of deal. And shout out to Swerve Scott for being willing to do that for someone of Daniel Bryan's level. And yeah, man. I mean, congratulations to Daniel Bryan, AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Do I expect him to hold the title very long? Honestly, not. I don't think so. For the rest of the year, I can see that he can hold it for the rest of the year, and probably you lose it at All Out or whatever the next biggest AEW pay-per-view is, because it's like All In and All Out, right? That's the two big ones.
All in and all, yeah, it is All In and All Out. Yeah. I get them confused. So yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how everything plays out for him. But shout out to Daniel Bryan and Swerve Scott.
Oh man, LP, what do you think about Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson? I'm sorry, I keep saying Bryan. I'm calling him his WWE name. But what do you think about Bryan Danielson becoming your new AEW champion?
Yeah, I think it's a lot like Roosevelt said. I think he's getting it one more time before he hangs it up. Because I think he is at the point in time where he don't really got that much left. Not that his body ain't got that much left to do, but I just think he don't necessarily have that much to left to prove, really. I think that it's good that he's still sticking around AEW. I think a lot of these stars, I know people talk about them when they go back over to like him and Edge and Ricochet over there now, yada yada yada. But when the WWE doesn't do anything with you or they do you wrong, you still gotta work. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta eat. So I don't know why people just assume that like Ricochet, WWE have not done anything with Ricochet. So I've seen a lot of people talk negative about him going to AEW. And they were like, oh well, he ain't gonna do nothing to AEW. It's like he won't doing nothing in WWE. The man gotta work. So he got a chance now to try something fresh. Look at Dolph Ziggler. I mean, Dolph Ziggler was over there putting in work. WWE would not give him an opportunity to do anything. So he said, all right, I'm gonna go to the guys over here and they're gonna work. So I give a big shout out to those wrestlers who go over there, whether they get blow up or not, they still get a chance to go over there to still eat, still feed their families and still have a career versus just quit. What they gonna do? Quit if you can't do WWE? Seems like some people want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure Edge wanted to stay, but things didn't work out. So Edge like, all right, I'm gonna go over here with Christian. Look at Christian. Christian is now have become the biggest star he has ever been in his career. Even though Christian's always been dope, but WWE was never gonna have. They would never have Christian be a main star like he is under no circumstances. Right. From even Samoa Joe. Look how they wasted Samoa Joe in WWE. So it's like, I think it's great, and I think Daniel Bryan, if he retires there and calls it a day there, it's good. Don't worry about the Hall of Fame because it's not a true WWE Hall of Fame, not a true Hall of Fame anyway. I I think it's great, and I really like that he's putting in that work over there to show people he still got it.
Okay, so when you say WWE isn't a true Hall of Fame, what do you mean by that?
The WWE, I'm gonna say why it's not a true Hall of Fame. The fact that you got several people in the Hall of Fame that before other people shows it's not a true Hall of Fame. The fact that personal opinions, if Vince didn't like you, you're not in the Hall of Fame. So that's not a true, to me, that's not a true Hall of Fame. There's a lot of people who are not in the Hall of Fame because Vince had an issue with them. Will that change with Triple H under the reign? I doubt it. But like the fact that even though it's celebrities or whatever, they're in the Hall of Fame. The fact that Pete Rose, Snoop Dogg, some of these people are in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, where you got guys. Let me say who's a guy. How many? What did they even put Sid Vicious in the Hall of Fame?
Well, no, he actually disputed about that too.
Yeah. He actually made a tweet, not a tweet, but he had a video where he talked about him wanting to be in the Hall of Fame, and hopefully that since there was a change of the guard where Vince McMahon is no longer in WWE, then the WWE new corporation would be able to induct him into the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, we just lost Psycho Sid or Sid Vicious recently, man, and we want to send our condolences to him and his family. Fly high, my friend. I was a big Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid fan, and I loved his powerbomb, and I loved the things that he did for the business. And I was hoping that he was going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, but we didn't get an opportunity to see that. And so hopefully WWE makes the right call, man, and tries to and put him in the Hall of Fame. But I think that he absolutely deserves it. He is a star. And now that he's passed on, I hope that WWE not only puts Sid Vicious in the WWE Hall of Fame, but also just to make some other acknowledgments of some people right before they go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I know a lot of people wouldn't want to be in the Hall of Fame after they die. They don't get the opportunity to get their flowers while they're still alive. That's why I'm happy that they gave Thunderbolt Patterson his flowers before, saying he transitions or whoever our stars are. But I think that the WWE moving forward probably should extend the Hall of Fame class to more participants, or just make it so that our legends that are passing. No, man, we just lost Sika and Alpha of the
Wild Samoans.
The Wild Samoans. We just lost Kevin Sullivan. A couple of other legends that passed away recently. It seems like every month now we're losing our legends. We're losing the people that we used to watch. We done lost Hulk Hogan a long time ago. He crazy as hell. He up here threatening the body slam Kamala Harris. He is gone. He's dead to the black community. I tell you that much.
I hate Hulk Hogan, and this sounds so bad. Like you know how many times I watched No Holds Barred? That movie is like one of my favorite movies. But to see him now, to see his true self, it really hurts. It really hurts, man, to say fuck Hulk Hogan, and I mean it. like if I were to see him in person, I wouldn't give a damn. Like I wouldn't even front. That ain't not even a mention that when he fired that black girl not too long ago. I don't know if y'all was keeping up with that black girl he fired when he found out this she's supposed to be representing. He found out she was black, and then he got rid of her. Whatever. Like, yo, what the hell?
So I gotta explain that story for context. So Hogan was unveiling a new beer line. I believe it was American or All American, something like that. So he was unveiling a new beer line, and they were doing promotions from town to town. And so they would hire models or spokesmodels to come and promote the beer. And I think that there was a roster of people that he looked at, and one of the young ladies just so happened to be a woman of color, and she felt like she was discriminated against because when Hogan saw her picture, he let them know that he didn't want her. as part of his promotion, and so she had an issue with that. She took to social media, and now we have this story of what we're talking about, where Hogan don't like black women, or something like that. I ain't say it, but that's what the media is saying. You know what I'm saying?
No color chicks, brother. No color chicks.
Oh man, I know Hogan done swam in some Cocoa Puffs before. You know what I'm saying? Trying to act like he hasn't, but it is what it is. But yeah, he done lost his mind. But off the Hulkster, I think that WWE probably should extend at least for 2 more spots for their Hall of Fame spots to just give certain people like Bray Wyatt. I think that Bray Wyatt 100% belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, yeah, he does. I'm gonna say something that's gonna be a little bit, and maybe people might not like what I'm about to say.
Watch your mouth. I don't know what you're about to say, but watch your mouth.
Bray Wyatt deserves it, but Bray Wyatt didn't get a chance to really earn it. He deserves it, but Bray Wyatt did great things, but it's so hard to say it without people taking it the wrong way. Bray Wyatt,
it ain't no way to take it.
Bray, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in it. Does he deserve to be in it right now? No, because there's way too many people that have been neglected. We literally just said it. Sid Vicious should have been in it a long time ago, but because Vince had issues with him, you don't put him in there. You put what's the black girl that got in there? Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox is in it. Some people's why ain't Jazz in it? You know what I'm saying? Like the way they do it just doesn't make sense. So don't take it wrong. Don't think I'm saying Bray Wyatt doesn't deserve it. He does. But I don't want to see him get in it this year, or give him a little bit of time, even though I know he passed. Don't rush it because he's passed. Put him in there organically like you would have put him in there, because you got, just like you said, I would like to see, I don't want to see Sid Vicious get in it now after he had to campaign about it and then he died. So that's a pity. You put him in now, it's kind of like, oh, we got to put him in it now. The man earned it a long time ago. Like, who should be in it, who ain't in it? What's your boy? Matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, Roosevelt. He was actually from Goldsboro. Big Mabel, Viscera. Big. I mean, he wasn't the best wrestler in the ring, but dude was there for Big Mabel for a good long time. He not even in it. They didn't even really.
Men on a mission. Period needs to be in it, and Sir Mo is still alive and kicking and doing very well. In fact, I'm going to see him next week. Men on a Mission all together should be in the Hall of Fame. They were a very good tag team, and the stories that I've heard from Uncle Mo astonishes me, from the things that they were willing to do for the sake of still being able to be employed by the WWE when they were there. Let's not forget the Doink. They went in as one of the Doinks. That was an iconic match. That mean you cannot forget about that match right there, because those guys went in there and they pulled it off. You really believe that they were Doinks, even though you knew they were Mo and Mabel, but you felt like they were extension of Doink. And Doink the Clown is another one that I feel like needs to go into the Hall of Fame. That's not in there yet.
Yeah, so that's why I've always had a beef with the Hall of Fame, because I just felt like it's the Hall of Fame for people that you like. So I always felt like they needed an outside Hall of Fame that really was like ESPN or something like that. Which of course they would never have done it, but they should have had a Hall of Fame, or what's that main wrestling magazine people used to read all the time? I can't think of the name of it.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Yeah. I think that was the one that's been around forever, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they should have had one, and an unbiased one. Therefore, it's not only WWE wrestlers. We got an NBA Hall of Fame, so everybody from the NBA whoever deserves will be in there. Right. You got a WWE Hall of Fame. So what about Jay Lethal? Does Jay Lethal not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? He's not a WWE guy, so he won't be in them. People want to talk about Hall of Fames, you only talk about WWE. If there are other Hall of Fames, they don't get no love like that. So we need a main Hall of Fame for guys It's
Okay.
not.
Okay. I think you should have led with that one first.
You're talking about
I
the
think
Pro
you should have
Wrestling Hall of Fame,
led.
not just the WWE Hall of Fame, a whole pro wrestling Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
yeah.
All together. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were with you, but we was kind of like on the next lane trying to figure out where the hell you got to get to the exit. You kept missing it, so we got you there.
Yeah, you had a tire that was flat and on fire. We were just looking at it to make sure it was gonna make it to the next lane. I agree with you on that standpoint. I think that they should, and I think they do have organizations where they have Hall of Fame inductees, but I know a lot of promotions have their own version of the Hall of Fame. But I know what you're saying. There would have to be a governing body to be able to do that, though. And I don't know who would we trust enough to have that insight to be able to put some people in the Hall of Fame for wrestling in general. You know what I'm saying?
You would have to look at who actually runs all these companies now, because everyone that started off is dead. Let's be honest. You know, everyone else that's pretty much started off the professional wrestling industry is all pretty much gone. So you have to talk to the ones that are running it now and have them come together like a United Nations type of thing and sit down and say, okay, this is who I nominate to go into the Hall of Fame, and this is why. And I honestly, it shouldn't even be the voting situation. I think if you got people from every region of the world where professional wrestling is prominent, like I'm talking about the territories of the AWA, the NWA, Memphis Wrestling, New Japan, Canadian Wrestling, everyone should come in and say, this is my person I'm selecting for this year. You know what I mean? And it needs to be a situation where they say, like you got to be, but it kind of gives a hard situation because you got to be very selective because a lot of these guys wrestled for the other companies. So like Canada couldn't say Bret Hart because WWE's like, well, we already got Bret Hart. Now you know, what are you going to do now? But if you're doing it as a professional wrestling Hall of Fame, then yes, you can do Bret Hart because now it is a world thing and not just a WWE thing. So I definitely feel LP on that. But yeah, I think if we did that, that would be bigger than just a WWE thing. So, like you said, some of the guys don't even care about being in the Hall of Fame. They just like, okay, I got a nice little 14 karat gold ring, and the color come off after about five to 10 years. So let's put in my.
I don't care what nobody says. If somebody that's been wrestling for a long time in any company, if they say they don't want to be in the Hall of Fame, they lying. Because if you're doing it, you want to become immortal. You want to become remembered. That's why you wrestle as a character to entertain, but you also want to be remembered. So it's cool if people remember you, but when organizations say they acknowledge you and acknowledge your presence and put you down in the pantheons of wrestling elite, by honoring you to be in a Hall of Fame, I don't know no wrestler that does it. That doesn't like right now. The promotions that you've wrestled for, if they all had Hall of Fames, would you not want to be in it? I don't care how big or small it is.
Yeah, definitely. But here's the thing: how many of these guys got into the Hall of Fame after the fact that a lot of these companies don't even like them or didn't really rock with them? Like, let's think about it. Like, Ultimate Warrior had a big problem with WWE, and they inducted him in the Hall of Fame anyway. So it's like,
see, but that's why you need to do it based on the
pass. They inducted him after he passed, right? So that's where the situation comes in. Is like, all right, are you really inducting me because you really appreciated my work, or are you just doing it because you want to shut people up?
I mean, I think as long as you in there, nobody ain't gonna remember the reasoning around when it happened. As long as you in there, I think that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? As long as you in there, like that's just like going to school for 4 years and not being in the yearbook. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in the damn yearbook. Listen, my senior year, I made sure I was in the yearbook. I took a yearbook class. I was a photographer. I wrote poems. I did everything. I took pictures of all my friends. I was like, they gonna remember me. Straight up, they gonna remember me.
It's the timing that's the issue. You know, you like LP say, you don't want to put these guys in the Hall of Fame after they pass. Give them their flowers while they're still here, so that way you can know they were appreciated before they died. You know,
y'all should have an Indy. Y'all should have an Indies Hall of Fame. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame eventually. If you decide to give it up, all the shit you done, like that, maybe you can start. Maybe give some people, and it needs to be. You have to find a balance where it's not bias or whatever. Just like you said, that's probably the hardest part. But there's probably a lot of wrestlers that we don't know that you know that are considered indie or been indie for, they might be indie for 20 years. They still deserve that recognition. So yeah, there should be. That's why I said
we do have that on the independents. A lot of the companies, they do like Hall of Fame shows, and a lot of them do it. I hate when they do it like this, but they do it around the same time everyone else does a show. You know, when WWE has their Hall of Fame, hey, you come into the ABC Hall of Fame inducting show, and it was like, oh, come on now, like do it on a different time when you have all eyes on you. You know, you're not trying to feed off of someone else's plate. The Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame just happened, or getting ready to happen pretty soon, and Sir Mo is getting inducted. Ricky Morton just got inducted to a Tennessee Hall of Fame. So it's a lot of different smaller scale independent Hall of Fames that happen. And as you said, LP, it does have to be unbiased to where people can say, you know what, I understand why this individual was inducted into the Hall of Fame, rather than that was my boy and I loved him, Right. Like the fans should be able to have some kind of say something like, yeah, I can understand why such and such was inducted into this Hall of Fame.
I think you deserve to be in the Indies Hall of Fame. Just for this alone, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Jessica Lashley deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
How much is it a ticket to Arizona?
it ain't that expensive. Why you want to come? Why you want to come?
Huh? I know a brand new daddy whose ass I need to kick.
Oh man, hopefully it ain't me. I don't know.
I'm gonna take you to the gym. Don't even worry about it. I'm just gonna take you. I'm just gonna beat you up.
That's even worse. I'd rather you just fight me. I just take my lumps. I take my lumps rather than do them insane, crazy ass workouts you be doing. I'd rather go ahead and take my lumps, Jack. Oh man. Well, I think that Sid Vicious, or Psycho Sid, does deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. And hopefully they hear the fans and try to do something about that to make those corrections, man. I know it's a lot of people that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but I know we're talking about this because Daniel Bryan mentioned that he didn't care if he was in the WWE Hall of Fame or not. Hey, he lying, but it's okay. It's okay. If you happy doing what you're doing, if you happy where you are, that's fine. But you telling me that all that work you put in, all those fans you made, all of that blood, sweat, tears, your championship run and all that, you don't want to be in the Hall of Fame?
I think he might be telling the truth, and I'm gonna tell you why. They have these little local award shows around here, right? Mm-hmm. So they'll have model of the year, photographer of the year, blah, blah, blah. And they're all based on how many people you get to vote for you. You don't win based by your merits. You win by base. So I be seeing people win model of the year that I know ain't did shit. Or I see photography of the year that I know ain't rough a damn. So I don't get upset about it because, first of all, I won't even get nominated in half the shit. I just be seeing it like, what? So I don't get upset about it because I know it's not a true award show based on the merits. Daniel Bryan probably feel the same way. You could say WWE Hall of Fame is whatever, but it's not, just like we just said for the past 20 minutes. It's not really based on your skills and what you've done. So Daniel Bryan probably don't give a damn about being in that Hall of Fame. He probably I think they get a little legend deal, get them little checks or whatever. But like other than that, like is D'Lo Brown? I know Godfather's in the Hall of Fame, but is D'Lo Brown in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so. Is he?
I don't think so.
That's a damn shame. D'Lo Brown was one of my favorite wrestlers, man.
D'Lo Brown should be in the Hall of Fame just because he ain't. I think they got draws in the Hall of Fame. I think they put draws in the Hall of Fame, and they only put him in the Hall of Fame because he got his neck broke. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck now. Draws. Why would draws be in the Hall of Fame?
Because the Headbangers were a great group.
Don't you try.
The Headbangers were a great tag team. Don't
you look? I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna call bullshit on it. Because again, now mind you guys, I'm rewatching Raw, so I've already seen the Headbangers. People was not feeling the Headbangers like that, and then they split up. And then one of them was with D'Lo Brown one time. Yeah, I mean, he was with D'Lo Brown, and the Sultan guy had the hat on. Like, I literally watched the other night. D'Lo Brown had a match with Triple H where they had the mask. It was a Vegas match when Eric Bischoff took over Raw. He did all the Vegas matches, and they had a wrestle Triple H. I think D'Lo Brown, after the chest protector and after the whole nation shit, D'Lo really didn't have much of a character. He was just floating around, became a journeyman. He didn't have a character outside of doing this. So that may be the reason.
That was my favorite shit. It's the D'Lo Brown headset. You know what I'm saying? I walk like that around the house.
Every member, if I ain't mistaken, with the exception of Ahmed Johnson, the Nations of the Domination, they in it.
Nope.
Martin Henry's in it. Mark Henry's in the Hall of Fame.
Mark Henry,
Godfather,
and Ron Simmons are the only three.
Who else is there? I mean, you know damn well the Rock.
Hold on, the Rock ain't in the Hall of Fame.
D'Lo Brown are the only two that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I just looked it up. The Rock and then I guess do we count Savio Vega?
No, because we ain't gonna count.
When was Savio Vega part of the Nation of Domination?
He was part of the Nation of Domination at one point.
The early days before they split off.
Yeah.
When he was with when the Nation had Owen Hart.
They had them white boys in there. They had chains and all them. Then they split up. Owen Hart was in the Nation. Let's not count that. let's not count that. Everybody, the Rock is going to be in the Hall of Fame. So once the Rock is in the Hall of Fame, everybody from there. I always feel like they're still punishing D'Lo, even though dude didn't blame him for that. They still punishing D'Lo. Like D'Lo not gonna be in the Hall of Fame, or he would already been in there. They're not gonna announce D'Lo Brown this year being in the Hall of Fame. He's not gonna be in it.
I'm gonna say this, and if you think about the similarities between the two wrestlers, it'll make sense for some people, and then other people gonna start scratching their head. They're gonna be like, Brown Renegade, what are you talking about? I think that D'Lo Brown is the black version of Owen Hart.
Was he a technical wrestler? No, D'Lo wasn't no technical wrestler.
D'Lo was technical.
No, he wasn't a technical
wrestler. D'Lo Brown. If you go back and you listen to wrestlers talk about D'Lo Brown and how he used to wrestle, D'Lo Brown was highly praised for his in-ring ability, for his in-ring talent, and for his wrestling skills. D'Lo Brown, and I'm saying this because I was a D'Lo Brown fan, and this was D'Lo wrestled at a time where there were a lot of technical wrestlers at that particular time in the WWE. You guys don't, huh?
But did he do it on TV?
Did he do it?
I don't remember his technical prowess on TV.
I don't remember. I would not consider him Benoit technical, Owen Hart technical, Bret Hart technical. I'm not gonna throw D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown was a great wrestler. I think D'Lo. I wouldn't call Eddie Guerrero a technical wrestler. I would put him more on the Eddie Guerrero side to me, because he was definitely a high flyer. His frog splash arguably is the best. You can always debate it. Anybody can argue. You can go either way. But he's in the conversation. One of the best frog splashes. Yeah, he was the best wrestler in the nation outside of The Rock.
The Rock.
I think D'Lo was a better wrestler.
D'Lo was the best wrestler.
Yeah, D'Lo. Out of all of them, D'Lo was the better wrestler. And that's why I say, you know,
character. The Rock had character and charisma. Farouk had political in
Farouk was scary.
Yeah.
Farouk was scary.
No nonsense.
I just looked it up. Owen Hart is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I said that. You remember? That's why I said. That's why I said we're not gonna be Owen Hart. Cause you know they won't let the family don't want him to be in there. That's been a thing for a minute.
Yeah, that's
The fans want him, but his wife, if I ain't mistaken, his wife has said no.
But then that goes back to what you said. You know what we were saying earlier. Not everybody wants to be in there, and if all your family don't want you to be in there.
Does Chris Benoit deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Okay, so I'm gonna say for wrestling, yes. Does he deserve to be in heaven? That ain't the question for me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask your pastor that. You know what I'm saying? But does he deserve to be in the Wrestling Hall of Fame? I think so. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoyed Chris Benoit while he was wrestling. He made the crippling cross face famous, and I've seen other people do it, and it just looked horrible. It don't have the same effect of when Chris Benoit used to do it. I was a Chris Benoit fan. It was absolutely horrible that this man went crazy and killed his wife and his kids and himself.
Allegedly.
Well, no, that's allegedly. That's happened. You know what I'm saying?
Has it been really proven? And I'm not defending him, but has it been really proven?
I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole. We ain't got enough time. But I'm saying, but what I am saying is, does Chris Benoit deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? For wrestling, yes. But if you take it to the court of opinion, then you know it can go either way because a lot of people are going to judge him for his personal demons that he had to deal with. And I think that, you know, outside of us seeing wrestlers, we got to realize that a lot of these wrestlers are people and they deal with real issues and they deal with mental health and they deal with their bodies being broken down and then them missing their family. And they also deal with a lot of regret. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We got to realize that they are people as well. And some people have issues that they haven't dealt with, and then when they're thrust into the limelight, do you stay in character of who you are? And I think for wrestlers, it was easier to live life because you can stay in that character and be that person, that character person, instead of being yourself and dealing with all your personal problems. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we saw a lot. And then, so when it comes to these questions of does somebody deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, even though they've been champion, even though they've made memorable moments, even though they had a killer finisher, even though they was part of some of the biggest groups in history, you know, I guess it's one of those questions that you ask, man. Like,
you can't
like R. Kelly, are you gonna stop listening to Key and Ignition and Bump and Grind? Are you gonna stop listening to Kales because of his personal action? And a lot of people have. A lot of people wrote him off. But I listened to Ignition this morning. I was dancing and singing to it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about what he did to them girls. I was just thinking about, you know, the song. You know what I mean?
So are you saying you can't destroy your legacy?
You can absolutely destroy your legacy. I think that, and we just talked about Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan has destroyed his legacy a lot for a lot of people, for a lot of fans. And other fans, he's still Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of wrestlers have tarnished. A lot of wrestlers have tarnished their careers. Let's be honest. A lot of people have left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So you can absolutely tarnish or damage your career or your legacy in wrestling. But I guess that goes back to I guess the Hall of Fame is in the opinion base, right? That's what we've been talking about from the jump, and that's why you say it needs a wrestling board. But a lot of these questions are opinion based. It all depends on who you ask. So if you ask me if Chris Benoit deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, yeah. If you ask me, am I still going to listen to R. Kelly every once in a while? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? But you can still tarnish it. I mean, people still listen to James Brown. James Brown openly admitted to beating his wife. Like, am I going to start listening to James Brown?
Yeah,
Chris Brown. Chris Brown beat up Rihanna. People still up there dancing to Chris Brown.
It depends on what you. Whoa. Let's not open that can of worms because it depends on what you. It depends on what you do. I can actually say, if I didn't have a daughter, I might look different at R. Kelly. But being the fact that I had a daughter and this man he got convicted with having sex with underage girls, I don't like when I hear his music. And I don't get me wrong, I like R. Kelly just like everybody else. But I put my morals above music. I see people all the time, free R. Kelly, let R. Kelly go, let R. Kelly out. This man got convicted for having sex with underage people. He won't set up. He did the shit. It'd be different if I'm like, oh, the man set this man up. He set this brother up. I got a daughter, so I look at it differently because I had a daughter. Now, if I didn't have a daughter, I might still be listening to some of that shit. But like, I look at it differently. Just like some people say, should you still watch the Cosby Show? Should you separate Bill Cosby from Cliff Huxtable? So it's all based on how you feel personally. So nobody's right or wrong. You got to make that shit. But I hate to see. That's just like people can say, oh, you shouldn't. Donald Trump not racist. He loved black people. Get the fuck out of here. That man is pretty racist. But you got a lot of black people who still standing strong. The man put a hit on what's the damn boys that did all that time in prison. I've been watching Prison Break, so the shit in my head about to ruin my.
Don't mix the episode with real life. I said, don't mix the episode with real life.
Yeah, the guys who did all that time in prison and they end up not doing it. Spent like 40 years in prison.
Oh, the New York, what do you call it? The Central Park.
I think it's 5. It's crazy that I don't know.
Yeah,
but they said Donald Trump put a hit on the damn boys, and then later on when they got exonerated, he still stood by what he said. But it's still people that's like, oh, we N-words for Trump. Oh, we love Trump. Get the fuck out of here. But at the end of the day, everybody got to make their decision. I guess you can't be right or wrong. You're just gonna agree or disagree. But if I had a daughter, I wouldn't let her spend the night over R. Kelly house. You said you listen to Key to Ignition, right? When R. Kelly by the time R. Kelly get out, your baby might be 16, 15. Be like, oh, dad, I had a chance to meet R. Kelly. Or you gonna be like, yeah, go ahead over there.
Nah, I'm not stupid. I'm aware. You know what I'm saying? I'm aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes. Let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. We have listened to hip hop pretty much all of our life. Black men in hip hop have always bragged about their association or knowing or having appreciation for Donald Trump. Let's keep that all the way on. Bro, you can go back and every rap song that mentions somebody of worth, and if they will mention Donald Trump and his money. Nelly did.
That's different. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't mean to cut you off. Yeah. That's different because that's Donald Trump. Early Donald Trump, everybody thought he was the coolest guy. You remember when Donald Trump came to WWE? Nobody knew Donald Trump like they know him now. So you can't use that. You can't use that. I remember seeing Donald Trump and Spin C with Michael J. Fox. He was in Home Alone. Like, he was just known as the rich guy. Nobody knew. Now, the Donald Trump now, ain't no rappers talking about Donald Trump now. So, nah, you can't put it on the brothers, man. I ain't gonna let you do it.
It still goes along with what we're talking about, the character of people, right? So you see the character of the person and then the actions, and do you disassociate what society has deemed them as for instance, like we're saying, the character of how you carry yourself carries a lot of weight nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? No, it don't. No, it don't. It used to. It used to. But people do messed up stuff all the time, and they still be looked at as a legend. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? We don't give a shit about AEW.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
We talked about one match the entire damn show.
You got sidetracked.
One match. If we were talking about WWE pay-per-view, we would get through every single match before we went to anything else. We talked about one match from AEW, and that was it.
Hey,
let's jump on the track real quick. Because there were some big things that happened at AEW's recent pay-per-view or PLE or whatever they're calling it.
Well, let me talk about the big the big reveal, the big come out. Your boy Ricochet has jumped ship and went over to AEW. And I told y'all that Ricochet better leave Samantha Irvine ass right where she at. Samantha Irvine belongs to us. She belongs to WWE. She, you know what I'm saying? Samantha Irvine is for the streets. You know what I'm saying? So let us have Samantha Irvine and Ricochet. You can go and flip with your buddies in AEW and put on some subpar matches that most people ain't gonna remember. But I love Ricochet. I love what he can do. Hopefully, he does a lot there in AEW. Do I see him becoming AEW champion? No. Can I see him holding a belt? Yeah, he's probably going to end up holding a Ring of Honor belt.
It's gonna be better than that. It's gonna be better than that bullshit belt they gave me in WWE. What was that shit? The TikTok belt? What the hell that belt they gave him?
The WWE championship.
That damn TikTok belt. Who got that belt now? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me who got that belt now?
Oh, Andrade has it right now.
Andrade has it.
Nobody gives a damn about that TikTok belt.
It's not TikTok. It's X.
They thought they were gonna keep him. They thought they were gonna keep him with that belt. He said no.
He said, "Oh, bullshit." He ain't taking on TV or nothing. He was like, "Man, what is this?" Yeah, that belt is ugly. You know what I mean? That belt looked like a bop it. It looked like, you remember the bop it? Bop it. Yeah, twisty.
I wish you had that. I wish you had that picture.
What's that game? Simon Says.
Yeah, I wish you had that picture of him and Triple H. You could tell he's like, man, I don't want this bullshit. He couldn't even fake it. They might have brought back a 24/7 belt and gave that to him before they did that damn bullshit speed.
Hey man, people hate on that 24/7 championship, man, but I actually like the 24/7 belt, man. It gave a lot of wrestlers something to do, and it was a lot of times it was funny for the people that was able to carry it, like R-Truth. And you know what? That was something else. I know we keep missing the AEW thing, and I talk about other things, but we had R-Truth on the show a little while back, man, and there was another interview that R-Truth did, and I don't have the reference from it, but I know that within that article was stating that he wished that he would have went about his career a different way because he feels like he might be pigeonholed in this comedy kind of slot that he has now. And R-Truth he might be.
He is. He is.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, the wrestlers that we do remember the most all had some type of comedy spots. Like Kurt Angle had a lot of comedy spots that I absolutely remember and love. You know what I'm saying? Booker T had some comedy spots that I love. Whether he was with Sir Booker or King Booker, and when he was in the grocery store getting his ass whooped, with some salami and pickles and shit by Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? They got his ass with a loaf of bread and grocery stuff. And we still remember that. You know what I mean? So some people, wrestlers do comedy spots. And I think that when it comes to the comedy spot, R-Truth is king.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to be honest with you, you can stay in that spot. You will always have a place because that will never get still. Ain't nobody looking for R-Truth in the ring. Like, we want to be entertained by R-Truth. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the TNA R-Truth, the angry, mad all the time, I didn't like that R-Truth. I was like, why is this guy always mad? Why is he angry all the time? And I know it got him over in TNA. And then when he came to WWE main roster, he had that. But I think that his comedic stint gave him the longevity that he has and made him a beloved member of the WWE family. So whether he looks at it like he should have been more serious or not, I mean, that's something that he would have to reflect on. But I think that he had a great career, and I think that he can continue doing what he's doing and having these comedy spots on the main roster for a very long time.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it gives him a wider range, though, because if you can go from comedy to a serious, and it catches people off guard a lot faster than going from serious to comedy. Like, I can't sit there and look at you and be like, I don't believe it. Like, only ones that could really do it in their own way was like Stone Cold. You know, Stone Cold was serious, but whenever he had like a comedy spot, it was like, okay, that was funny. But then you went right back to wanting to see him do the seriousness. When R-Truth does his comedy, it's comedy, it's entertaining. But when he gets in the ring, he wrestles, it's like, oh shit, that's right, he does wrestle. Oh shit, that's right, he is dope. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but people don't mainly remember him for the Little Johnny and all the comedy stuff. When they talk about great wrestlers and some of the best wrestlers or best, I ain't even gonna say best black wrestlers, it's best wrestlers. Nobody puts R-Truth name in there, and R-Truth was really good in the ring. Like, you saw it more when he was on his serious side, but he was a beast in the ring. But people don't remember that. So I think when he said that, it's more in the point of people gonna remember me as Little Jimmy and being this clown, but nobody gonna really remember me whooping ass. Because when him and the Miz was heels, him and the Miz too. Now the Miz can do his comedy stuff now, but the Miz had years of being showing what he was. R-Truth, they always want to keep him just like same thing I say about the New Day. Everybody love the New Day or whatever, blah blah blah. But I just was never a fan of all that shucking and jiving, man. Like, I think that Xavier Woods is highly underrated. Why is Xavier Woods highly underrated? Because he was pulling pancakes out his butt crack and blowing a trombone instead of getting in the ring and showing everybody what he can do.
Number 3, okay, or 6, or whatever number he's at. But that's Francesca.
Francesca.
Real quick.
I agree that and we talked about this the last show, Roosevelt, that Xavier Woods is probably one of the best wrestlers on the roster right now. And even though he is short of stature, Xavier Woods can go, and he's a real he's a real wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Along with Chad Gable. And I think I'm gonna always give that match Xavier Woods and Chad Gable had together praises, man, because I love the way that Xavier Woods and Chad Gable can go on the ring. Now, LP, speaking of Chad Gable, you mentioned that there was no way in hell that Uncle Howdy would beat a Chad Gable. Well, on Monday Night Raw, Uncle Howdy beat Chad Gable. What did you think about Uncle Howdy's performance on Monday Night Raw against an elite competitor like Chad Gable?
It's called a script. Of course, Uncle Howdy had to win. Are you serious? You're not gonna convince me that Bo Dallas can keep up with no damn Chad Gable. He Bo Dallas until he showed me something real. I'm calling his ass Uncle Bo Dallas because he is still ain't shown me nothing. No way. They got, of course, they gotta build him up because they gotta build this whole facade. But come on, man, stop it. Let's not act like Shorty G. I just love calling him Shorty G. I like the Shorty G thing. I'm sorry.
Shorty G character. He hated the Shorty G character. I 100% believe that Shorty G character made Chad Gable. And whether he wants to gloss over the Shorty G character or not, Shorty G got over. And he
Shorty G was a bomb. Shorty G was a bomb.
Yeah.
But it's like when I go back and watch, like we just actually just mentioned a while ago, how Kurt Angle had his stuff when he was funny, because Kurt Angle was funny a lot of times actually. But when you get in that damn ring, Kurt Angle flipped that damn switch. He didn't play even when he was a heel. He didn't play that heel that was afraid or had to cheat. He still went in there and bust your damn ass when it came to that ring, and I think that's what made the difference. I would have loved to see R-Truth do all that silly stuff, but like, it's all funny to see R-Truth pull out a ladder during a tag match or something, just something dumb. It's entertaining, but still, I want to see R-Truth before he gives it up. I want to see him have a straight up match with somebody, like his last match, where hopefully your boy ain't break his back and he gonna come back. He might already be damn done.
Well, that's a good transition over to a new star that has been made on Monday Night Raw, and I was happy that he had a great run in NXT, and he became the North American champion. He was let go a little bit after that. I believe he was brought to main roster for a little bit, and then he was let go. No, it was never brought to main roster. He was in NXT, and then they released him. And then he went to New Japan, rediscovered his character, and became a legit badass that he already was. Came back to WWE, and he kind of muddled around, trying to find his way. And I think now he has now found his way. Bronson Reed has been squishing and destroying people the last couple of weeks. And at first it started with Seth Rollins, where he tsunami'd, which means that he just did this top of the ropes splash on him multiple times. I think it was over 6 times, 6 times, 7, something like that. He turned his insides to Campbell's. It was just, yeah. Whenever you have a man that's 300 plus pounds that's jumping off of anything and landing on you flush more than one time, your insides is going to be mashed potatoes. So Bronson Reed has, the last couple of weeks, made a name for himself by squashing not only Seth Rollins, but the beloved R-Truth, and also Braun Strowman, which he just destroyed he jumped off of a barricade, something like a concrete barricade, onto the top of a vehicle and crushed Braun Strowman, who's a babyface now, which that makes no sense to me. I don't know why he's a babyface character. I don't get it. But Bronson Reed is a legit badass man, and I think he's going to be a main event player probably next year. He's going to really solidify himself as a top guy, and possibly get one of the belts, maybe the U.S. or the Intercontinental Championship belt. But what do you guys think about Bronson Reed? Let me go, Roosevelt.
Man, it's about time. I'm gonna be honest. It's about time. That man is a monster. The way he moves, and for him to be able to get in the ring with somebody like Seth Rollins and be able to keep up and doesn't have to slow down, and the things that he could do as a big man, it's like the equivalent of what Keith Lee used to do. You know, he used to get in there and move with a lot of these guys, and people just be like, "Yo, how the hell are you moving like this?" Look how fast he gets on that top rope for that tsunami.
Tsunami.
That's enough. That's enough for me. When he drops that tsunami and he gets back up and he goes back on that top rope, I'm like, "Ah, dog, you just jumped off. You back up there already? Golly." But I hope that they keep this push going. I want to see exactly what they're going to do with him. Because now you have him, and I think they did it too fast. With the whole with the Braun Strowman thing.
Okay.
Now, where do you go from there? You just took out the biggest man that they have in WWE. Where do you go from there? Now you can't lose to anybody. You can't. You can't lose to anybody. You just took out the biggest man in WWE. If Seth Rollins come back and he beats you, you just killed everything you just did for that man. Everything. So they should have let that kind of played along a little bit longer for that for a bigger blow off, a bigger payoff for Bronson Reed, because now he has nowhere else to go.
I can see that. I can see why you say that. LP, what do you think about Big Bronson Reed, man? Do you think he's the top guy? And do you think that WWE is right for giving him this push?
Yeah, man. I think they was probably 2 seconds away from him coming out the ring, and they're gonna be like, "Somebody call your mama." They was about to pull that old music up, and they were about to start making his big ass dance. And we all know what happens once you start dancing as a big guy. So I think they told him, "Look, if you don't make something shake, we about to have your ass. We about to have your ass. We about to pull out the the pterodactyls or whatever the hell they was called.
The Funkadactyls.
Yeah, we about to pull out the Funkadactyls, and we about to put on this jumpsuit." I think it's good because it's funny. I bring it up because everybody know how they screwed over the dude that they made do that shit.
Shaky.
Tyrus.
Well, no. The one the big guy that had the red suit with them, with Naomi and them.
Oh, yeah.
Tyrus.
Yeah, like he was.
His name wasn't Tyrus in WWE though. It was.
It was something else. But anyway, everybody know how they wasted him. How he was supposed to be, the next big man. If you really pay attention, WWE have a bad history with big guys, except like Undertaker and Kane. The Big Show, he had his time, but then he started falling off. Shanky, like, and even Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman had his time, but Braun Strowman is not. He's not. Braun Strowman need to be in somebody's group. I don't know why they didn't put him in the Wyatt, because he's just not good. He's not what they want. He had his chance, and he want that guy. So now it's like they always bring him out for enhancement talent, and for him to supposed to be a big deal, but he has to get his ass whooped all the time. So like they had him with, remember they had him with Ricochet. Then they had him, I forgot where they had him at. It's like, y'all once had this man flip over a car.
After Ricochet, he was with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, like all this. Y'all had this man flip a car over one time. After you flip a car over, ain't nobody supposed to be able to beat you. So just like you saying, y'all can't have Bronson Reed do all this shit and Seth Rollins come back. To be honest, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, and R-Truth need to come back and jump his ass like Debo. They need to come back and jump him. Because I like how they're building him up, but just like you said, what's next? He need to be looking at somebody with a belt. So now that he done destroy Braun Strowman, whoever, I don't know what belt, who got
well, right now, you got the Intercontinental Champion.
Bronson Reed?
No, it's not Bronson.
Braun Breaker.
It was a Braun. I was like, I know it's another Braun. I can't remember the name. Yeah, Braun Breaker is your Intercontinental Champion right now. So I think that Bronson Reed versus Braun Breaker would be a great match, to be honest with you. A very hard-hitting, powerful match. I want to see it. But you're right, where do they go with Bronson Reed? And are they pointing Bronson Reed in the direction of the champion right now? You know what I'm saying?
I think WWE don't know what to do with powerhouse teams. Like, look at the House of Pain or whatever them guys is they got with Karen Cross. You remember one point in time,
the Final Testament. He said the House of Pain. Final Testament.
You remember at one point in time when they first came, they were tearing some shit up, and then they just kind of just whatever. Look at we brought it up last time when they were the dude with the Bludgeon Brothers. They was tearing shit up at one point in time.
Yep.
And then, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do with big power teams. And that's why them power teams don't never last, because they're so powerful. Nobody really should be able to even come close to beating them. But y'all bring them in here for like they're like, come on, man. House of Pain, whatever you said the name was.
Authors of Pain. Yeah, honestly, the last really good, really big power team that we had, truthfully, was the Brothers of Destruction.
And that's crazy.
I can't say that, man. There's been a lot of teams since that.
You said power team,
dominant and just going in there and beating people's ass. The Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah, because you look at all the other teams from the Usos to the New Day. There ain't been no dominant power people. I can't think of none. And even the power solo guys. Your boy who murdered who pretty much should have got a charge for murdering Roosevelt in the ring. The Veer, whatever.
Veer Saga.
He should have called Carlos.
I'm still alive. You hear me? I'm still alive.
Man, he keeps the soul out your body.
I got a hit in there. There was a hit.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. You hit him, and he proceeded to maul your ass like a pit bull on a squirrel. He just.
but you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like that dude.
I don't know what you're saying. No, I'm
just saying the big guys like that. They don't know what to do with them. They put that dude with who's the guy they fired recently?
Jinder
Mahal. Then they put them two together, right? Or they paired him with somebody else.
Yeah, they had a group called In the Sheer, but they never got off the ground. And I was upset about that, because In the Sheer, it looked like they could have been a really dominant force, a really great group if they would have gave them wings. And then Veer Mahal being the face of that, I thought they were going in some type of direction, especially after Jinder Mahal had the interaction with The Rock. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you why it happened that way. Because Shinky and Veer did not have the in-ring ability to be generals. And the guys that got in the ring with them would not talk to them and make sure they were doing everything correctly. I know this firsthand.
Little inside scoop from Roosevelt.
Little inside scoop from Roosevelt. That ass whooping you got was not scripted. It was real.
When Veer and myself had our match in Greensboro, it was moments where he was getting lost, and I talked to him like, "No, this is where we're at. This is what you're supposed to do. This is next." You have guys, and he said this. There are guys that he's been in the ring with that won't talk to him and say, "Hey man, this was next. Hey man, this is the next spot," and it made it look bad. So when you start to look bad, people are going to sit back and like, okay, well, you need to go back to training. After some point, you need to go back to training.
Right.
So that was the biggest thing for them. And, you can have Jinder Mahal, who had the, I guess, star factor in their group. Yeah, he had the star factor in that group as a former WWE champion, but it wasn't enough. I think a lot of people rather see Jinder Mahal in the ring wrestling. And I think he also felt the same way. He'd rather be in the ring rather than sitting on the side trying to block out orders and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I can see.
Yeah, but they still go back. But we said though, they don't know what to. They don't know what to do with big powerful teams. They need to stop making them. Look at the who them Viking guys? Where the hell they at now? I ain't even seen them in a minute.
Eric is still injured, I think.
Yeah.
And
Ivar, I think he went out on injury as well.
He most recently just went out on injury. He was bouncing back and forth between Raw and NXT.
Right.
Y'all want to know?
Match with
Y'all want to know the two greatest? One was underrated and one was the greatest. The Twin Towers is my all-time power team. If you remember the Twin Towers, which was The Undertaker and them Sid, when they were the Twin Towers. Couldn't nobody stop them, mother. If you watch some of their matches, couldn't nobody stop them guys. That was like my favorite tag team. But another real good tag team, they was big, but they weren't considered power, was Chuck Palumbo and your boy who died.
Rosie.
No, Chuck Palumbo was with and they were the WC champions before WCW ended. Fuck. Chuck Palumbo teammate.
Oh,
he died.
I can't think of his name, but I know you.
God dang, it's killing me because that dope. If you go back and watch them, matter of fact, yeah, because when they came during the invasion, they wrestled a little bit, but then they didn't really. Matter of fact, they wrestled Undertaker and Kane. Sean O'Hare. It was Sean O'Hare. When that tag team they had, those dudes were crazy because they was big guys, but they was real like they could jump around and do all that stuff. But like you don't have tag teams like that no more. All the tag teams now are either small or they mid size. So that's why they ain't got nothing to do with them boys right now because the Authors of Pain. Who can really stop them guys if they let them guys beat them guys?
And I think that's the biggest issue is that you have a lot of these large guys, and on paper you put them in there with DIY, and it's like on paper this don't even look like you guys should be even standing in the ring with them. But then
right.
They beat them, and it's like, okay, well, what the hell do we do with your big asses now? Because you just lost to two smaller guys who for a long time wasn't even supposed to be on, be here because they were so small. So. Yeah, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. And like you say, they just don't know what to do with them. Make them fight.
They need to follow. They need to do what they did with Brock. Remember that's how Brock came. Brock was killing people when he first got there. Like he beat the shit out of the Hardy Boys so many times. Like I'm telling you, I'm really not too long ago watching this. He beat the shit out of. They had to jump him. Brock was doing the boy so bad. But when Brock used to wrestle The Rock, it was because Brock was such a good wrestler. Maybe that's the difference. The Brock wrestling skills as a big man, these other big guys don't have that ability like Brock had. Is that what it is? Maybe
you gotta remember too. A lot of these guys are coming from other
promotions,
other kinds of combat, like MMA. So a lot of them had to make that big transition and trying to learn how to move with their size and still make it make sense in terms of like the wrestling aspect. But then when you have the commentators constantly saying, yeah, this guy, he was on the UFC and and he's one of the biggest boxers out in India and It's like, okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see him throw a punch, a really good punch and knock somebody's ass out. But when you throw a punch and the guy's still able to fight back, and so, okay, well, how good of a boxer were you?
Right.
You're in there with a wrestler and you just punch him in the face and he's just looking at you like, that take good. That's some good sauce right there, daddy. So, like with me, whenever people ask me, okay, the commentators say, okay, what's your background and what can we put over? I've done boxing, I've done MMA. Now, when I get in the ring, you're not going to see me throw a punch. I'll throw some forearms, but the minute I do throw that punch, you're going to sleep and there's no getting back up from it. Because it's got to make sense. If you're going to talk about what I've done and what I'm capable of doing, then when I do it, it has to make sense to where the other person is not going to be able to recover from.
All right, so I'm glad you said that because I saw something the other day. I want to ask y'all. Your boy on Fatu, Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people saying he does a lot of no sales to make him look stronger, but it hurts eventually when he gonna have to start losing. Like the move that I think he what's that move your boy? I don't like that dude anyway. The NXT guy put that move on and he just rolled back up like I think it was the last week.
Last week it was
Johnny Wrestling.
DIY, Johnny Wrestling, yeah.
Oh,
he put that move on him and he turned around like, that's all you got, bitch.
well, to that point, you got to remember, and we got to go back to the time of the Wild Samoans, when Samoans are known for having really hard heads, right? And he's a descendant of Umaga. So if he's going to take a shot to the head, he should no sell it because that's what the Samoans was known for. And if he's going to be a new age Umaga, he has to portray that exact same character, and that's that exact same level of toughness. So anything that he takes to the head is gonna okay, well, whatever. There's no shrug
Okay,
it
so
off.
this guy. So when is he gonna beat Roman? Because Roman definitely can't beat him. Then.
I don't know. That remains
Hold
to be
up,
seen.
hold up. The blasphemy that just came from your lips.
Hey, if we gonna keep it real,
Your original tribal chief can beat everybody. I don't care if he's an uncle, cousin, brother, family member, play cousin. Don't you ever come out of your lips and disrespect the tribal chief like that.
Let's
he gonna
remember
murder.
too,
Continue.
the Usos used to no sell blows to the head for the long time too.
I don't care about if a wrestler does a no sell if it makes sense, and I think that's what you're talking about, Roosevelt. That's why I kind of don't really watch a lot of AEW because it's a lot of no selling.
The whole show
And
is no sell.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too
Is
like,
a no sell.
like some of the stuff that I see there. I'm like, bro, you could have made that look so much better if you would have just paused for a second and act like it stunned you a little bit. So the no selling makes sense when it's trying to tell the story of a character or something about that person. But if every match is no sell, then I can't watch it because I'm like, it's don't make sense. The no sales gotta make sense. And for that spot with Jacob Fatu, it makes sense because he was already in the process of destroying everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that it made sense in that standpoint. But if the whole match is no sell, then I can't get down with it because I'm like, what am I watching? You know what I'm saying? That's why the storyline is so important. And fellas, I want to talk about one more match and for AEW All In. I know we had a lot to talk about, and we're over time right now, but I want to get your thoughts on Mercedes Moné and how do you think that she's doing right now currently. She had a match on All In with Dr. Britt Baker. That match, the clips that I seen from that match were not great. It wasn't that great. Mercedes Moné had to carry Britt Baker a little bit, which is weird because Britt Baker can really go in the ring. And it just made both of them look weak. And I'm not sure if a lot of people are buying the CEO character of Mercedes Moné, and a lot of people see it as kind of annoying now. I'm happy that she's where she is and that she's been able to have the level of success that she's had since she's went to AEW. But I want to get your guys' real time comments on how you think Mercedes Moné is doing and if she's making an impact on the AEW women's roster. Let me go LP.
I think she gets a little hell thrown at her. To be honest, I think she brings some of that to herself because she does has that aura, that cockiness, that I'm the best thing smoking up in here. Where she's not necessarily. I'm not saying she's necessarily not bringing stuff there. I think it's just gonna take time. I think it's just gonna take time to gel over there. Because we all know eventually she's going back to WWE. She's going back to WWE within 2 years. I promise you, she's going back. Not just because she don't like AEW, but when she goes back to WWE, it'll be a much bigger deal probably for her.
Right.
So she's going to go back there. I think the difference between what her and Cody Rhodes did, Cody Rhodes reinvented himself over there. She's really not reinventing herself like Cody did. So it don't hit the same because she was a mega star before she left, and Cody wasn't a mega star before he left. So that's why I think the difference is. I think people look at it the same because of her star level, but you can't because I don't know. I just really think it's gonna take time for her to get to where she needs to be.
Her time is up. Her time is up. She's been doing it for so long, and she's not living up to her promise. She said she was going to elevate the women's division and the locker room, and she's not doing it. So you came in there saying what you was going to do for the women's division, and you're not doing it. So at this point, it's like, is it really everyone else, or are you not as good as you keep telling? You keep trying to force feed everyone to believe. You're force feeding us to believe that you're as good as you are, but there's nothing to show for it. You got a title, that's it, and a big paycheck.
She's the boss. Remember that. It's boss time.
Uh-huh.
When she come back and Michael Cole be like, it's boss time. You're gonna wet your drawers.
Bend over slow, stupid. That's what a boss means. Bend over slow, stupid.
So stupid. Oh man. Well, fellas, look, we went over time. It's been a great show. Thank you guys for being on here, man. Let everybody know what you guys are going on and where can they find you. LPZ.
You can find me on Instagram on One Click Photography Shoots. You'll see everything that got going on. I actually been making this helmet the whole time we've been on this show because I gotta try to get this shit done. So but yeah, I'm always making stuff, photo shoots, everything you can find out right there on my page.
Oh man, so go check out One Click Photography Shoots and see everything that LP got going on. Roosevelt, I like to fight. Let people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
Oh, you already know. Join my Instagram, Roosevelt the Fighter. Go to my TikTok, official _ Mr. Everything. I still have not changed that. I need to change that because doesn't fit anymore. But I'm still. You already know I'm wrestling every week. This weekend I'm off, so I'm doing some next much needed family time with my lady. Love. It's fair. Next week I will be in Dallas, Texas. I got 2 shows going on for Sword Championship Wrestling and the OIWA. I'm really excited. I'm gonna get a chance to talk to Sir Mo. When I get down there, I'm actually going to sit down and have an interview with him. So be sure to look out for that. Next week we have Byron Wickline. He's been commenting throughout the show tonight. Next week we're going to have him as a guest. He is the owner of Extreme Fight Promotions right here in North Carolina. He's going to come and talk about all the MMA events that he's put on and the fighters that he's helped along the way, and what he has coming up next is going to be aligned with, of course, me, because everyone knows that I produce great stuff.
There you go.
I produce great stuff. So I'm always going. Also, fellas, I need some help. I need some people to come and work out with me. I need people, like, legit. I need some people to come work out with me. I need some push and motivation. I'm getting ready to get ready for filming. I've worked with a group called Street Nerds Productions. We did a movie called Nightwing Rebirth a couple of years ago, where I played Bronze Tiger. I had a small role on that film, and we're reprising my character for the next film for Birds of Prey. And this time I have a bigger role in this film. Now I actually want to do justice for the character Bronze Tiger. The last person that did it was Michael Jai White, and he did phenomenally on the show Arrow. So I want to be able to be in that Hall of Fame. Is what we've been talking about, as people who have brought the character to life and really did it justice. So if anybody wants to come and join me in the gym and keep telling me, keep going. I'm just trying to tone up and get a little stack a couple of muscles here and there, just to make that character really stand out in the biggest way. So that's another thing that I have going on as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, we can do some workout classes, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Get that Bronze Tiger workout in. You know what I'm saying? Online. So if you want to check out Roosevelt, if you need some good workings out, if you want a fitness plan, whatever services that Roosevelt got going on, go check him out, and go check out his Tubi movies. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Tubi and you can check out all of Roosevelt's good old Tubi movies.
And you can actually,
Wait. Stop it. Talk about Tubi movies. Where is Brother Tomo and Tooth? You left us at a cliffhanger. What the hell? What the hell? When are we getting that second part, man?
So we're working on it. We're in the script writing portion right now. And
y'all ain't even in the production yet. We got another couple years. Y'all not even in the production phase yet.
It takes money, man. Hey, you look, all these productions you putting on, give us some money. Give us some money. We can get started tomorrow.
Man. Hey, I ain't got that kind. Brian Renegade got the bread now. He's the boss.
We are working on it. We're working on the script. We're working on getting the casting put together. We just finished a mental health movie. So we're working on trying to get that finalized and get that put out there. And we're also working on a wrestling movie as well. So, man, it's a lot of stuff we're working with Victorious Films. So just be on the lookout with that. Also, if you are in need of someone to do some tutoring, I'm offering tutoring services for biology, biochemistry, and mathematics. Yes, I know my stuff.
Not this generation of math. Boy,
yes, all of it. All I do is play.
I looked at my son's homework the other day. He asked me, I looked at my son's homework. I'm like, this is rocket science. I don't recognize it. This is Chinese arithmetic. I don't know what this is. This is ancient Sumerian math. Why are you doing this? What is this about?
Like you're looking at the Mayan calendar, won't you?
Yeah, bro. I legit thought I was looking at Aztec math. I didn't know none of the symbols. I was like, why are they 2 + 2 used to be 4 and now it's 27. I don't know how you got that number, but yeah. But if you need some tutoring services or if you need some Tubi movies, go check out Roosevelt and everything that he got going on. My name is Brian Renegade. You can check me out on all my platforms at Brian Renegade and check me out. I'm actually about to start doing some more food reviews. It's been a while. I know y'all been warned that, so I got some more cooking videos that's about to come out and some more restaurant reviews and some tours of some factories that you guys can check out. Some great videos and great content. So go check me out at Brian Renegade. If you're in Eastern North Carolina and you need just a little bit of help or somebody to talk to, you can check out straightwalknc.com and you can talk to a live therapist. Go over there. You can get some help if you have drug and alcohol issues or you need to do some rehab, and we can point you to some great resources that we can provide some great services for you. So go check out straightwalknc.com. And if you are on your social medias, man, you can check out all of our social media pages. We got a page for every platform that's out there. So if you have an opportunity, go check out our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got a Facebook group. You can go check out our Facebook group at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got a Facebook page. You can go check out our page at the BD Wrestling Podcast. We got a page on X or Twitter, as it was formerly called, at the Best Damn Crew. You can go to our Twitch, the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And we even got a TikTok. You can visit our TikTok while it's still ticking and talking at Best Damn Wrestling Crew. And go to our damn store. www.bestdamnwrestlingstore.com. Get you a shirt, get you a mug, get you all kind of goodies for your pleasure. So go to our store, www.bestdamnwrestlingstore, and get you a damn shirt.
Damn it.
He said it. Damn it. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on all of your apparatuses and platforms that you are checking us out on. Fellas, we do a final word on this show. I can't leave without us doing a final word. A word of motivation, a word to get people through their weeks. So, Roosevelt, do you have a final word for your beautiful subjects?
Yes. The only way for you to make things happen is self self-discipline. Self-discipline is your biggest factor for things to happen. So many times where we have situations come up or goals that we want to meet and we get discouraged and we kind of fall back and say, well, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is not what I should be doing. Maybe it's not in the cards, but if you have the self-discipline to get your ass up and go do it, it'll happen. So self-discipline is your key to success. That is my final word for the Best Damn Wrestling Nation.
Oh, that was a great final word from the one and Nelson Roosevelt. LPZ, the dawn of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Do you have a final word for your beautiful subjects?
I'll just say that the only way you can fail at something is to quit. So if you and you start doing it, no matter if people say you too old, people say you should give up, people say you're never gonna make it. The only way you truly fail is if you decide to quit. Other than that, just keep on pushing.
I'm glad when you have a word of when I'm getting signed. You predict everything else except when I'm getting signed. What's going on, man?
I told you to cuss John Cena out. You do that nice John Cena stuff. Now as you did all that talking, now it's time to start calling him out. Be like, look, you punk ass, fake ass, rapping son of a bitch. Because that's what you need to do. You bad movie making bastard. You want to see me in the ring? Bring your fucking. I can see you, bitch. I can see you. I'm the only one who can see you, bitch. Like, get the talking that trash to John Cena, and that's gonna be your match.
Oh, my heart.
For those who don't know what LP is talking about, I've been challenging John Cena for the last couple of weeks to his match because he said next year is going to be the final year that he is going to wrestle in the WWE or any company for that matter. And he said, whoever wants some, better hurry up, come get some. And I want some. Like LP said, bitch.
Yeah. He came in that ruthless aggression. He wanted to see some ruthless aggression. You ball spot having motherfucker. You want some of me? That's what you need to start telling his ass. You ain't no fucking Marine. You want to be a Marine, bitch? Come over here and get in the same ring.
Oh my God.
That's what you got to do.
I got you.
And Batista is a better actor than you punk.
You got to go off. You got to go off to get this attention, Roosevelt. Oh, you got me crying over here, LP.
Maker.
Oh man, bad movie making bitch. Dang, you went in on John Cena, man.
I'm gonna call his ass out and tag you in. I'm gonna start talking my trash. I'm gonna get your match.
Yeah, that's what. In fact, everyone is still watching the Best Damn Nation. I need all of you to do a video and tell John Cena he's scared to step in the ring with Roosevelt and tag his ass and tag my ass, and we're gonna make this thing happen. The only way we're gonna make it happen, the team makes the dream come true. Okay, keep the hope alive. Keep Bob Hope alive. Keep the Pope alive. Ain't no joke, but I'm still by my side. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Over on Instagram, Sawyer is tired said Fast and Furious ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo,
You
Fast
ain't
and Furious ass.
Tom, brother. You ain't Hispanic.
Oh my God. Oh man, that was funny. I can't even do my final word out there. That was good. I'm gonna let that ride. Oh man. Fellas, this was an absolute great show. Thank you for everyone that watches the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Continue to support the boys. Continue to support our growth. We will continue to bring you great content. Absolutely. LP, I'm gonna have you sign this off. So I need you to give me your best damn when I pour it to you, sir. You ready?
I got you.
All right. Beautiful people, we will see you next week on the next Best
Damn!
That was a good one. Wrestling podcast. John Cena, we coming for you, nigga. Oh man, we love y'all like play cousins. We bid you